A new security strategy from the Trump administration is outlining a sharper emphasis on national sovereignty and a rebalanced alliance framework. The plan calls for reasserting control over NATO commitments and pressuring European allies to increase defense spending. Officials argue the strategy prioritizes American interests to safeguard borders, trade routes, and critical technologies. In Europe, the reaction is mixed, with some leaders worried about strain on already fragile transatlantic trust. Supporters argue the approach restores decisiveness in a rapidly changing global security environment. Critics warn the plan risks undermining collective defense and could increase regional tensions. The administration contends that burden sharing must be fair and reciprocal, not a one-way street. A key impact point is the potential realignment of security commitments and funding incentives. There is a notable comparison to the 1990s and 2000s approach, where multilateralism framed many policies. The strategy emphasizes rapid decision-making and the use of unilateral options when allies hesitate. Impact point: intelligence sharing could be recalibrated to focus on immediate national priorities. Impact point: missile defense and cyber defense investments are highlighted as critical domains. Impact point: energy security and critical minerals supply chains are placed at the forefront. Impact point: alliance modernization is framed around interoperability rather than uniform political alignment. Emotion hook: citizens and capitals worry about sudden shifts in defense posture and what it means for daily life. The plan asserts a clearer, more accountable relationship with Europe, paired with firm expectations. Why it matters: NATO members face a choice between reaffirming commitments and seeking new terms. The policy could reshape how Europe funds defense, potentially accelerating or delaying deployments. One concrete example cited is increasing joint exercises to demonstrate capability and resolve. Another example involves accelerating weapons system acquisitions that align with U.S. priorities. The tone is not isolationist. It emphasizes responsibility and alliance durability under new terms. But critics warn it could lead to unpredictable security postures in a fast-changing world. The timeline shows a phased approach with a 2 to 4 year horizon for major shifts. Economically, the plan could tighten the screws on allied purchasing and sanctions coordination. In public opinion, trust in the transatlantic alliance could become a swing factor in elections. The article reads, "Europe must evaluate risk versus stability in a climate of strategic recalibration." The takeaway line, alignment with American priorities, will depend on how clearly commitments are defined and enforced. In contrast to broad multilateral rhetoric, this plan advocates targeted, measurable outcomes. Key data points indicate a potential shift in alliance funding, with emphasis on what benefits the U.S. most. As Europe processes the message, policymakers will weigh potential risks to shared security obligations. The broadcast ends with a reminder: strategy is about balance, protecting citizens and preserving allies. Final takeaway: clear terms, steady commitments, and mutual accountability will determine the strategy's durability. This briefing will continue to track developments, reactions, and concrete policy steps as they emerge. That concludes our brief overview of the new security strategy and its global implications. And with a reminder, the world is watching how the United States defines its role on security and alliances. Thank you for watching this concise analysis of a pivotal geopolitical moment.